Have you ever dreamed of exploring the majestic Greater Himalayas? It's quite a popular item on every traveler's bucket list. But did you know that the form of marriage practiced in this region is polyandry? The Himalayan mountains boast the world's third largest deposit of snow and ice after the Arctic and Antarctica, giving it the name the Third Pole. It is one of India's most well-known natural landmarks, with Chomolungma Peak, also known as Mount Everest, being the highest peak and considered one of the new 7 wonders of the world. This is the way of the Himalayan. Background. The Himalayas are part of 5 countries at once. The mountain system is located on the territory of India, Pakistan, Nepal, China, and Bhutan, and the Asian rivers Indus, Ganges, and Brahmaputra, around which the most important world cultures were created, are fed from the Himalayan glaciers. The first human settlements discovered in the foothills of the Himalayas date back to around 8000 BC. Most of the inhabitants of each of the large valleys existed relatively independently of each other, and various state formations arose in them, so the population of many areas formed closed ethnic groups. Traders, shepherds, and pilgrims undertook the earliest journeys through the Himalayas. The pilgrims believed that the harder the journey was, the nearer it brought them to salvation or enlightenment. The traders and shepherds, on the other hand, accepted crossing passes as high as 18,000 to 19,000 feet as a way of life. For all others, however, the Himalayas constituted a formidable and fearsome barrier. The people of the Himalayas contribute to the unique tapestry of human civilization with their diverse cultures, traditions, and harmonious coexistence with the awe-inspiring natural environment that surrounds them. The Himalayan region is home to a multitude of ethnic groups, including but not limited to Sherpas, Tibetans, Bhutanese, Gurungs, Tamangs, Lepchas, Lahoulis, Kinuris, Larakis, and various indigenous tribes, with each group having its unique traditions, customs, and languages. Culture and lifestyle. It is surprising to discover that each community and valley in the Himalayas has its unique socio-cultural practices to tackle the challenges of life. Culture experts attribute this to their physical isolation from the rest of the world. Nonetheless, this isolation has led to the preservation of knowledge that has existed for centuries. The people living in the Himalayas and its foothills have a unique practice of worshipping the mountains as their life-giver, preserver, and protector. They have strong ethnic and religious beliefs and are highly dependent on nature. However, those residing in the arid wilderness of the dense forests of the eastern and northern slopes are known to be fierce and warrior-like. Despite this, the general population of the Himalayas is peaceful and hospitable. Their warm hospitality and respect towards their environment are evident in the way they live and enjoy life, despite the harsh living conditions. The Himalayan people have a rich tradition of knowledge in medicine, architecture, and agroforestry. Their occupation mainly involves nomadic pastoralism and subsistence farming, depending on their location and agroclimatic conditions. The majority of the Himalayan population sustains itself through agriculture and animal husbandry. Religion. The religious beliefs and rituals of Nepal and the Himalayan states of India, namely Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Jammu, and Kashmir, have peculiarities that make them unique. Hinduism is the national religion of India, which has numerous followers around the world. In Nepal, north of India, Hinduism is one of the 2 major religions along with Buddhism. The very word Hinduism is not of Indian origin. Europeans coined it in the 18th century to refer to India's vast body of beliefs, rituals, cults, and philosophical worldviews. The followers of Hinduism themselves call it Sanatana Dharma, which means eternal law in Sanskrit. Nepal and the northern regions of India, due to the geographical location and ethnic composition of the population, have unique features of religious rituals. The Himalayan regions of Hinduism are particularly characterized by the worship of nature, such as mountain peaks and rivers. The Hindus revere the Himalayas as the god Himavat, the father of the goddess Parvati and the goddess Ganga. The sacred Mount Kailash, the very abode of Shiva and Parvata, is an eternal symbol of the inaccessibility and purity of spiritual knowledge for adepts. She has more than one husband. When talking about marriage, what comes to mind is always the picture of a man and a woman. It is very unusual to see 2 or more men and a woman together, much less brothers. However, deep in the regions of the Himalayas, brothers marry one wife. This is done mainly as a means of survival because many families own very small portions of land, and they prefer to keep the property in the family. Most of the time, the women marry their first husbands, and when the other brothers are old enough, they also marry her, and they all live together in the same house. Some women even help raise their husbands from when they are young until they are mature enough to get married and have sexual relations. There is no jealousy amongst the brothers in this family setting since they are engaging in this to survive. It is also a means of birth control for the woman since she cannot be pregnant as often as her husbands have sexual relations with her. The women perceive one of the key benefits of this setup to be the security they gain from having multiple husbands. Also, if one husband dies, the woman still has the support and protection of the remaining brothers. This practice is believed to increase the chances of survival and provide better opportunities for the children, as the collective family unit can pool their resources and provide a more stable upbringing. Despite the fact that this practice is slowly disappearing, some people still engage in it due to the scarcity of land and resources in the area. Cuisine and restaurants. When it comes to culinary delights, the Himalayas offer a wide range of restaurants and cuisines, with Tibetan dishes being particularly popular. Compared to southern Indian cuisine, Tibetan dishes are less spicy and include more meat, although vegetarian options are also present. The most popular dishes that can be found in almost every cafe and restaurant are chow mein, pasta with vegetables and meat, momo, steamed dumplings with various meat and vegetable fillings, and tukpa, mutton broth soup with pasta, vegetables, and meat. Many dishes are cooked in the tandoor, an earthen oven without a lid, which is traditionally used to bake meat or poultry on a spit inside special bread cakes. The season matters in Himalayan cuisine and is often tied to religious and ancient traditions. In the rainy season, nuts are not typically used in dishes, but mangoes are a popular treat after a hearty meal. In the summer, meat and fish are avoided due to the lack of refrigeration in homes and the quick spoilage of these foods in the heat. In winter, butter and nuts are eaten here, as well as khichdi, a mixture of rice, black peas, and beans with the addition of ghee. This high-calorie dish helps to keep people warm in the cold weather. The Himalayan culture places great importance on wholesome food. For example, it is believed that mango soup not only improves blood circulation but also increases sexual desire. Halva is almost a blessing of the gods, and a drink made from Himalayan rhododendron flowers is believed to bring harmony to both the body and soul. Tourism. Tourism is an economic activity of great importance for communities living in the Himalayas. It is estimated that the mountain range receives 700,000 tourists annually. Of those who seek out India as a tourist destination, at least a quarter venture towards the Himalayan mountains. Mount Everest is one of the main places to visit in the Himalayas, but tourism in the region is not limited to it. Many cities and small towns, some of them previously isolated, are now open to the reception of tourists interested in knowing the natural landscapes, the daily life, and the culture of the people who live on the slopes or at the foot of the Himalayan range. In the Indian states of Himachal Pradesh, Sikkim, and Uttarakhand, there are some of these locations, such as the Spiti Valley, between India and Tibet, the Umtang Valley, and Rishikesh, considered the world capital of yoga. There are many schools of yoga, meditation, and martial arts in the Himalayas that offer short-term courses and even one-time subscriptions. Many people begin their Himalayan adventure in the capital of Himachal Pradesh, Shimla, which is often referred to as the most fashionable village in the Himalayas. Must-visit sites include the former residence of the British Viceroy, now a museum, the central square with the Cathedral of Christ, and the main shopping street where you can buy scarves and shawls made of fine wool, saris, and other national clothes and sequins to decorate the forehead. One of the most mysterious places in the Himalayas is Srinagar. Its mystique is connected to the tomb of Roseball, where many locals genuinely believe the body of Jesus lies. In addition, the city is known for doiks, boats on the Dal Lake, the proximity of the Gulmarg ski resort, and very high-quality woolen products in local shops and markets. There are also very interesting national parks in the Himalayas. Nanda Devi and the Valley of Flowers in the Western Himalayas, which are under the protection of UNESCO. These two parks are located side by side and are considered one of the most picturesque in the Himalayas. However, the most famous attraction of the Nanda Devi is Rupkund Lake, also known as Skeleton Lake. It got its sinister name after many human skeletons were found at the bottom of the lake, and it is believed that these people were killed by hail while climbing to the top. A must-know. The effects of excessive tourism are undeniably having negative effects on both the natural environment and the local residents of the Himalayan region. While the current situation is being managed, there is a growing concern that this may not be sustainable in the long run. So, next time you want to take a vacation to the Himalayas, do what you can to help the people preserve the peace of the beautiful land. What aspect of the Himalayas resonated with you the most? Was it the breathtaking mountain peaks or the rich cultural heritage? Let us know in the comments section. Thank you for watching.